I want to give you a very special invitation to join us at the United Nations on September 20th. We have buses going there for a very special event. It's an event where we're going to ask the world to stand with us and with the Iranian people in bringing religious liberty back to their nation. Now, let me tell you why I'm very interested and why I want you to go with us. First of all, this is not just a political event. This is really a spiritual event. We Christians are standing for religious liberty. We want to preach the gospel in Iran, and the Iranian people want to stand with us. So we want to stand together and ask that something happen in that nation to bring them back to religious liberty, to stop the killings, to stop all the things that are happening. And we want to say to the world through the United Nations, on the steps of the United Nations, this is something very important. Now let me tell you why I'm personally interested. My parents were missionaries to Iran. They lived there during the days of the Shah. They told me how wonderful this man was to the cause of missions. They had complete liberty to preach the gospel, which was later removed. Now, because of the Shah's love for Christians, when he was dying, I said to President Anwar Sadat when we were with him at the Blair House in Washington, would you let us take a delegation to pray with the Shah before he goes to be with the Lord, before he dies? And he not only gave us permission, he invited us. And so we sent a delegation. Our church literally paid for the event, sent a group of Christians to Egypt, to the palace, to be with the Shah before he died. Interesting enough, just 2 or 3 weeks before that, God had spoken to a missionary, an Elam missionary in the land of Ethiopia, and asked her to fly a Bible all the way to Panama, where the Shah was living, and give him a Bible. He'd gone by the time she got there. She went all the way with the Bible. She delivered it to the Queen. She put it in her suitcase and brought it back. And as our team began to talk about the teachings of Jesus and read Matthew 5, 6, and 7, the Shah looked at Harold Bredesen and said, asked the Queen and said to the Queen, would you go and get that Bible that the missionary gave you and bring it to the bedside? They brought it there. They gave it to Harold Bredesen. He began to underline the words of Jesus. The last thing we saw the Shah do was take that Bible in his hand and read the words of Jesus. Now, that gives me a lot of interest in Iran because I was part of that. I'd like you to go with us on the 20th. Buses are leaving on the 19th. The Iranians are providing the buses for us. We love to go and say to the world, it's time for freedom to come back to Iran. So call the church, call Eagle's Wings, and go with us.